Hello guys, it's Becca. How are y'all doing today? Leave in the comments how you're doing. I'd love to know how each of you are doing today. We have sweet little Heather Joy with us today. I haven't been able to take this outfit off of her yet. Even though it's a little bit big, it's not too big. The only thing is the straps don't want to stay on the shoulders. But she's just adorable with her little hat with the little bunny rabbit ears. But I do have to take it off of her and dress her up for Easter before Easter gets here. But she's just adorable. I love her with it on. And she smells so good. Her smells so good, Mama's baby. Yes, her do. Yeah, her smells of powder. Her smells of powder. She's adorable, guys. I love this baby. If you don't know who she is, I think it's called Baby's First Year. Excuse me. From Paradise Galleries. I think she's the newest baby on the website, if I'm not mistaken. I don't recall any others coming out. She's just adorable. There is one. Oh no, that was another baby that had already come out and had sold out. I can't remember which one it was, but I seen on the website where it says to pre-order now. It's the first time I've ever seen Paradise Galleries do a pre-order. But it was one of the babies. I can't remember which one it was, but it had sold out, and so they're getting more made, and you can pre-order for that one. So I was thinking that there was another baby out, new baby, but they're not. I think she's the last one, the newest one on the website. But if you're new to my channel, I'm Becca, and every Saturday I try. Now I've missed the past 2 Saturdays, health issues, but I try every Saturday to do the series called Rocking with Becca. And what I do is I sit in my rocking chair and I talk to you. I may have a topic that I talk about. I may have a shout out where I tell you about a certain channel and ask you to go check them out. That's about it, but it's usually a longer video, so usually with Rocking with Becca, if you're going to watch it all in one time, you might want to get you something to drink and sit back and relax with a hot cup of coffee, which I wish I had right now. I've already had 2 this morning, but I feel like I need the 3rd one. But you know, if you want to watch it all at one time, or either while you're busy doing something, you can turn it on and listen, because this is basically all you're going to see, so you don't have to just sit and watch it. You know, you can just listen in the background, or you can listen to it in segments, you know, so much at one time until you finish, you know, the whole video, however you feel to do it. But I spend this time to either give my health updates, or, like I said, I shout out another channel, and I, you know, maybe sometimes have a topic that I talk about. I am nowhere close to being a professional in any area whatsoever. But I do like to talk about my babies and how they can, help you and tell you different things about them, or even just topics about my health or whatever. I that's what I do on Saturdays with Rocking with Becca. But the past 2 Saturdays, I have felt so bad that I just didn't feel like sitting in front of the camera. I did do, videos changing babies, but you didn't see me, nothing but my hands. I just was feeling so bad the past 2 Saturdays, I just didn't feel like a face on. And today, I'm exhausted. I'm very exhausted. Excuse the yawnings. The past couple of weeks, fibro has really kicked me. I'm telling you, it has really kicked me. I guess I've been in a flare, a fibro flare, and I've just been totally exhausted. I've been in a lot of pain, and I don't know. I yawn a lot, and I have come to the conclusion, excuse me, I'm always apologizing for my yawning, and I will continue, because I feel like that is so rude, but it's uncontrollable. I can't help it. But I feel like it's because I've just come to this conclusion. I always wondered, why do you yawn so much? Why do you yawn so much? Every time you get on camera, well, apparently I yawn other times too and just don't pay it no mind. But, I pay it more mind on camera because I'm conscious and apologizing and all that. But I've just been exhausted. And talking about yawning, did you know yawning is contagious? And just talking about it will make you yawn? Seriously, it will. Or seeing someone else yawn, it'll make you yawn? Seriously. But, yeah, the past 2 or 3 weeks, I have just been totally exhausted. And to get into the Rockin' with Becca's, I'm going to tell you this before I go any further. I don't have a shout out today. I don't have a channel. I didn't take time to decide which one I was going to shout out. So today I don't have a shout out. I'm shouting you all out. You all are wonderful. You're wonderful people. Every one of my subscribers, you are wonderful. And I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for commenting and being here and interacting with me. Because seriously, you all I have. You, my dolls, Macy, my dog, my hubby. Hubby's first. God's first. I'm with God. I talk with God every day, and he's first on the list. Then my hubby, and my Macy, and my dolls, and all of you people. But as far as having physical interaction with people here with me, I have no one but my hubby. So, you guys, you mean the world to me. My new subscribers that has just subscribed to me, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy my channel. I hope you will come back often and see what's going on here. You subscribers that's been with me from the get-go and that has fell into this community of mine along the way, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I love your comments. I love reading them. I've told before about how it's hard for me to get my thoughts down on paper. And when I say on paper, I mean typing it out for you know, a comment nowadays, you know, we hardly ever write anymore. We do everything on computer. Um, but it's hard to get my thoughts from here to here to get it out there. I've always been that way. Always been that way. And I used to get pure sick in school. Um, we had, in the 4th grade, I remember having, because I remember it because it was so disturbing to me. But it was called reading comprehension. And you read your story, and then at the end of the story they had questions. But the way the questions was worded, you couldn't just go back and find the answer and write the answer down word for word like you seen it in the book. No, it was comprehension. They were asking you questions to see what you comprehended from the story. And I would get pure sick in class. I had anxiety back when I was a kid and didn't, you know, back then you just didn't talk about mental situations, you know, you just didn't, or emotional, whatever area you, if it wasn't a physical, like you're sick with fever, or, you know, something bad like that, you just didn't deal with the emotions and the mental part of life back then. They didn't. If you had anything they considered mental, you was, you know, crazy. But I had anxiety even back then, and we, like I said, we didn't pinpoint it as a certain thing. We didn't know. But I would get pure sick in class because I had to get my thoughts from my head to the paper, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't, and I would get so sick. I literally, not making myself, you know, I literally would get so sick that I would throw up sometimes during that part of class. I remember throwing up in class, and it was horrible. It was horrible. But, yeah. So, what I was saying that for, I got sidetracked. What I was saying that for is, I may not respond with a long comment. When you comment, sometimes I can come up with more than just thank you. But most of the time, I just, you know, comment with thank you. That's because I can't get it from here to here to my hands. And I don't know why I'm like that. But I do appreciate everyone that comments on my videos. I really do. It means, I anticipate, I wait. Once a video's uploaded, I constantly go back and check it and see if someone else has commented, because I love it. I love your comments. You are my communication to people, you know. So, I wanted to say that and let you know there's no topic today. There's no particular topic. I don't have anything to discuss or any questions to answer. No one's left me any questions, you know, or any topic ideas or anything like that. And, you know, I can only come up with so much myself. But I do enjoy the Rocking with Becca's videos, because it makes me feel like I'm communicating with you, you know. I'm sitting here talking with you, and then once the video's up, I'm going back checking to see, you know, who has said what, and I'm get all excited, and all day long after uploading a video, I go back and check, see who else has commented, and I just, but anyway, like I said, let me get a sip of water, my mouth is dry. I really have no topic, and I really have no idea how long the video will be today. It may not be very long. But I say that every time, and it ends up long. So, it's just one of those things. Once you get started talking, you get to thinking of other things to say. But, I, I lose my train of thought. Fibro fog, I blame it on. It's probably age. But we want to have a reason why, other than we're getting old. But I had mentioned, I think it was yesterday, I mentioned in a video about me starting a new craft, and that I would be doing a video, on my craft channel. And well, I haven't done that video yet. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a little bit about it, because I have had so much trouble trying to get started in this craft. I actually, yesterday afternoon, after I did that video that I posted here on this channel, I actually got to thinking, is it even meant for me to do this? Is it even meant for me to do this? Because I have had so much trouble getting started. If you have been over to my craft channel, if you're new to my channel, I have two channels. I have this one, which is Becca's Happy Place. Then I have my craft channel, which is the Becca JB. All of the links to all of my social media platforms are in the description of every video. So, you can always go into the description of each video, and I have a list of all of my social media, and you can go, to see all of them. But anyway, no, Macy, I'm not through. Go lay down. I forgot to bring her beanbag in here. She was on the bed, but now she's tired of being on the bed. But go lay down. Mama will be through in a little while. Go lay down. I lost my train of thought, guys. Oh, about the new craft. I got, okay, what I was saying is, if you've been to my channel, I do like, I color. I do the adult coloring books. I paper craft. I don't scrapbook. I used to scrapbook years ago. That's terrible to think it was years ago now, but it was years ago. Well, yeah, over 4 years ago since I've done any scrapbooking. Macy, quit that. Hold on, guys. Let me get her blanket. Here you go. There you go. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down on your blanket. Lay down right there. Okay, sorry about that. If I don't keep her satisfied, she'll be all up in here, and I won't. Here she comes. No, Macy, go lay down. Mama's talking. Go lay down. Go lay down. But I paper craft, I diamond paint occasionally. I say I love diamond painting, but I don't sit down and do it very often. When I do sit down and start to do it, I enjoy it. But for some reason, it's not my go-to thing. I have to make myself sit down to do it. But once I get started, I enjoy it. But I don't know. I used to love it. I would go through spells where that's all I did was diamond painted. But anyway, I diamond paint, I color, and I do paper crafting. But I have been seeing these videos, which my younger sister, she has a YouTube channel. Her name is Sassy Granny Vlogs. And a lot of times she will send me links to videos, of crafts that she likes. and she would send it to me and, you know, want me to watch it. And so I'm watching Macy, just waiting for her to fall off the edge of the bed. She's trying to get her blanket settled. So several times she has sent me different links on this particular craft that I'm fixing to tell you about. And I've watched it, and it's sewing, you know, not like making clothes, but it's called slow stitch. I don't know if you know anything about slow stitch. Now, I have embroidered before, I have cross stitched before. Way back when I was young, I made my clothes and my boys' clothes when they were babies. You know, I have done sewing, but it was never it was never what I liked to do. I most of the time did it to have a new dress, you know, because didn't have the money to go buy a ready-made dress, you know. So to get by cheaper, I would make my clothes, and they had flaws, you know, because, well, one thing I didn't love sewing. You know, someone that loves it, they're going to do their best to make it perfect. I did my best to make it get by. But, you know, I've done sewing and, like I said, cross-stitching and embroidery. But it was never something that just stuck with me that I love doing. Now, paper crafting, I've been doing it for a while. I love paper crafting. I love doing things with paper and making things pretty with paper. I love that. But I've like I said, she sent me links to these, and I've been watching different videos of different people, you know, just looking it up myself, slow stitch videos. And I thought, well, that would be something good that I could take to the living room with me at night when I'm sitting there watching videos, and it would give me something to do with my hands, because I have anxiety. I've got to be busy. Even if you think, well, you're busy, you're watching videos, but no, I'm watching the videos, but I'm needing to be doing something with my hands. And my husband asked me, well, a lot of times he'll say, which one are you watching? Because I've got my video going, but I have my phone in my hand also, scrolling through Facebook while I'm watching the videos. And, you know, I've got to be busy. You know, I've got to have my hands busy. I can't just sit there and watch, you know, I've got to. So I thought, well, this slow stitching would be something good that I could take a little basket with me to the living room, and I could sit there and slow stitch while I'm watching videos. And if you don't know what slow stitching is, look it up on YouTube. Just put in the search bar on YouTube, slow stitch, and it'll bring up a lot of videos of slow stitching. Okay, so then I decided I wanted to start slow stitching. So I got to thinking about it. Well, number one, I thought, now I'm going to tell you the process of, this is going to be a long video, guys. I'm going to tell you right now. It's already 25 minutes. So I'm going to tell you right now, pause it and go get you something to drink. Because I want to tell you about this. And it's going to be a little while. But anyway, I decided that I wanted to start slow stitching, and I could take it to the living room with me at night and do it while I'm sitting there watching videos. So then I got to thinking, okay, you got to have material to slow stitch. I have no material. So I started looking on Macari's to see if, you know, someone had some cheap bits and pieces of material they were selling. They did. So I have ordered a couple of bundles from people. So then in my craft room, all my sewing notions I had in drawers up under my table, my craft table. Way up under, in the back, up under. So anytime I needed some thread or a needle or anything like that, I had to be kind of crawl up under the table to get to the drawer up under there. So I would try to do that, and it would just, oh my goodness. You know, with the arthritis, fibromyalgia, and being old altogether, that wasn't happening. It nearly killed me every time I tried to bend down under there and get something. So I said, well, that ain't gonna work. So then I got to thinking, what could I do? Because I want to craft on a budget. So I got to thinking, what kind of clothing items maybe do I have that we're no longer using that I could use for material, you know, to do the slow stitching, to have material to do the slow stitching. So I asked hubby if he had any shirts or anything. I was really talking more about button-down shirts that had patterns on it, that was, you know, the cloth type, not stretchy t-shirt, but the cloth type is what I had in mind. Well, the only thing he came up with to give me was t-shirts, and those solid colors, and they're stretchy, which that can be used, but not as easily as the cotton that don't stretch. So he gave me several t-shirts, and then I went to look in my closet to see what I had, and I had a pullover t-shirt type material. It was patterned, does have a pattern on it, but it was the stretchy t-shirt type material that I never wear. So I took it out, and so I started stacking up clothing items that I could use. Well, I already had a little bin of baby clothes that was old, that I had picked up like at thrift stores and things like that I no longer use. I went through them. They're all the like onesies, the stretchy type, onesie type material. Everything was stretchy or solid color. I did have like I said, that shirt of mine, and then there was a couple of there was a little shirt and a onesie and the baby clothes that had, you know, just a few little like sprinkling of flowers around on it. Nothing, a lot of pattern, you know, on it. So I got to thinking about that, and I said that none of this is going to work. Especially it won't work for the base of getting started in slow stitching. I've got to have something that's not going to stretch while I'm sewing on it. So that discouraged me, because I had nothing really to start out with, and I was wanting to start doing it, you know. Well, that didn't work. So then I thought about some material I had that I've had for years, that I have squares, just squares of different certain colors. I had specifically picked out these colors to make a quilt top back years ago, and I had got all of the squares, not all into one big piece, but I had a pretty big size piece that I had sewed several strips of squares on. But then I have also 2 or 3 strips of squares where I just sewed them one by one, and I hadn't attached them to the rest of the quilt. I remembered having that material, so I crawled up under the desk and pulled it out of that drawer. So that was perfect type material as far as cotton, not stretchy. So I thought, that's perfect. But it was so hard to get in and out from under there. And all of those squares were solid colors. There was nothing with pattern, because that's what I picked for my quilt topping. So I still had nothing with pattern, nothing with, to get started in the slow stitch. So here I am, I'm thinking, oh, and I'm getting so frustrated. And I'm thinking, there's no way I can keep going up and in and out under this table to get what I need. All my thread was under there, everything, dealing with sewing up under that table. So yesterday I decided, all right, I am going to, because I have other drawers out that's not up under a table with things in it I don't use real often, even though it's dealing more with paper crafting and things, but I don't use them very often. I guess it's like not really with paper crafting. I had a lot of beads and, just different knick-knack things in some drawers out from under the table. So I said, well, I'm going to reorganize this. I'm going to put all of these items that I hardly ever use in the drawers under the table. Take all my sewing notions and put them up here where I don't have to bend down to get them. So I got all that done yesterday. I was so excited, Here I've got 2 drawers organized. With the top drawer has all of my spools of thread. It has a little tray that has my needles and some scissors and just different knickknacks you need for sewing, needle threaders, things like that. In that top drawer, in the middle drawer, I've got some older scissors. There's something else in there, I can't remember, but I have ribbons and laces and things, bits and pieces of ribbons and laces and things that I can use in the slow stitch. So, I was so excited. Getting this thing, finally getting it. It seemed like every time I would get something going, and, and I'm still having to wait on material, and so I can't actually start sewing material onto my piece yet, but because I'm waiting for that to come in. But I was so excited. I'm getting things organized now. I'm finally, after a week of dealing with all the ups and downs of trying to get started in it, finally getting it where I can actually start doing something. So I got me a box, just a little small box, because I have no more available baskets. So I got me a little small box, and I put my pin cushion with my straight pins. I've got a little container of buttons. I put different colored bits and pieces of ribbon and lace in there. And then I've cut like the sleeves off of these t-shirts that I've been collecting. Put little pieces of that in the box. Getting ready that I could actually do what I'm wanting to do is a slow stitch book. And so I've got all that in the little box, and it's all right there, and I've got my needles out, and I got my scissors in there. So hubby also, he had a pair of bibbed overalls, blue jeans, that had some holes in them. So he asked me, did I want that for the material? And I told him, yeah. So I thought last night, all right, I'm going to cut me a little section, a little square of this blue jean material. I'm going to take my box in there, and I'm going to start practicing my stitches, so I can, You know, maybe I'll look up embroidery stitches or something and start practicing different stitches, so when my other material comes in, I'll be ready to start my book. So I'm all excited. I'm all excited. I got my needle threader and my needles and all the everything that I would need in that box. Put me some thread in there, colors I wanted to use on the blue jean material. And so I am ready now. I'm going to start practicing my stitching. So I get my box and I go sit down and get settled and get a video going. And so I pull out my needle and I pull out my thread and I cut me a piece of thread off the length I wanted. Get it all ready. Get my needle threader out so I can thread my needle. Another obstacle in the way. My needle threader is too big for the eye of the needle. The needles that I had pulled out, the eye of the needle was so small that my needle threader would not even go into the eye of the needle for me to catch my thread and bring it through. It wouldn't go through. So I said, well, maybe perchance I'll be able to thread this needle without a needle thread. So I tried, and I tried, and I got frustrated, and I tried. I could not thread that needle. These needles, I don't know where they come from and how in the world. I may have threaded them back in the day. I don't know. But the eye of that needle was so little. I could not get it threaded. Couldn't get it threaded. I got so frustrated. Because I put, in my organizing, I think I have some embroidery needles. But I put them back in the drawers because I didn't figure I'd need them. Because I had several needles out. I looked at all the needles I had on my pincushion. Every one of them was them little bitty eyes. And I knew if I had any bigger eyed needles, they're going to be in them drawers up under the desk. And by evening, guys, when it's time after we get supper and get our showers, by that time, I'm done. I am not able to do anything else. I'm done. My body has had it by that time. And I knew to find a needle that I could possibly, that needle threader would go through the eye of that needle, I would have to get back up under the desk. I got so aggravated, so frustrated. I appear wanted to cry because I have worked for over a week trying to get started where I could get started on this craft. And, and sewing, I was just going to try it. I didn't want to put a lot of money in it. Because sewing has really never been my thing, but it looks so fun, and it's just, I love the books that people create, and I wanted to try it to see if maybe I would enjoy the slow stitch. It wouldn't be like using a sewing machine or anything. Do it all by hand, and I would be doing it when I was sitting there watching videos, and it seemed like something awesome to do. And I loved all of those videos I watched. I loved the books they made doing the slow stitching and stuff, and I wanted to create one. Even if it was just one, I wanted to create one. And I didn't want to spend a lot of money. well, I've ended up spending a good little bit. I mean, not a huge, not $100, but probably not even 50. But, you know, I didn't want to spend a lot of money buying material and stuff for this, and then find out that it's just not something I'm interested in doing. But I have bought 2 or 3 bundles from people on Mercari. I was looking to see if maybe people had like blind bags of just bits and pieces of material. The ones that they didn't really call it blind bags. They just, you know, said it was bags of bits and pieces of material. And they would take pictures of, you know, just it all laying out there. Not nice and neat, but just, you know, poured out on the table. They'd take pictures of it. Most of them were solid colors and all the, you know, like just a couple of colors. Not what I was looking for my slow stitching. I wanted something with bright, pretty patterns on it, even if they're just little bitty pieces, you know. But I wanted something with bright, pretty patterns on it that I could sew into my slow stitch book. So the only things I found that had different patterned, instead of just all one piece of material, they called it fat squares. Is what, you know, squares of material that people use for quilting. So some you know, some of them cost like maybe $12, I think maybe is the most I paid for one. But I've bought 2 or 3 different bundles to try to get me a variety of materials. So I've probably paid over, well, one of them was only like $6. So I'm going to say probably close to $50 on material on a craft that I don't even know if I'm going to do. But to get started, I needed me a variety of material because I couldn't come up with old clothing items that had patterns on them. Everything has been solid and it's been stretchy, you know, which I don't like to iron. So most of our clothes are types of clothes that you can just throw in the dryer and pull out and it's not wrinkled, you know, t-shirt type. But anyway, last night, after not being able to thread that needle, and I hadn't even taken the time yet today to go look and see if I have a needle with the bigger eye. I had to order a pair of scissors, so it might be close to, it might be $50 I've spent on this craft already. Because backing up a little bit, when I found those squares that I had tucked away that I was making the quilt top out of, I went to cut one off, a square off, so I could start my base for my book. I had to chop at that material because, you know, I use all my scissors for paper, and you know paper dulls scissors. I had no pair of scissors. All of the scissors I have, none of them would cut that material straight. I had to chop and chop, and it was jagged because, you know, it was awful. So I had to, they hadn't come in yet, but I purchased a pair of scissors, or a set of scissors from Amazon. So, you know, it seemed like everything I did, there was an obstacle there. There was something keeping me from going on with that point of getting things ready. And I was getting so frustrated. So last night I told, after I couldn't thread my needle, I texted my sister and I told her, I said, I think I'm just going to give up. I said, every time I turn around, there's another obstacle. I don't even know if it's meant for me to do this. She said, you don't really want to give up. What's wrong now? So I told her about the needle situation. she says, get your husband to, which she called his name, but she said, get your husband to thread the eye. I wasn't going to ask him to do that for me. I mean, he can't see no better than I can. I wasn't going to ask him to thread that needle for me. I didn't say that to her, but, you know, I wasn't going to do that. And I was so frustrated till I just throwed everything back in the box and went and put the box up. And I thought, I don't even know if I'm going to go any further with this. But then I thought about all that, you know, the material I've purchased, the scissors I've purchased. I want to at least try it after spending money on it, you know. So, that's where I've been with my endeavor to start a new craft. Oh my goodness. I don't know how it's going to turn out, guys. I don't know if I'll ever really get into it or not. It looked so fun on them videos, and the end results of their books was just, I thought they were just beautiful. And I thought this would be something I can do sitting here in the living room watching videos. I was so frustrated. So frustrated. I wanted to pure cry. So that's what I've been going through. So on top of my regular health issues, dealing with all of that, this frustration from trying to start this new craft, I don't know. When the material comes in, and if I can find me some bigger-eyed needles, and if I can get things going, I'm going to try it. I don't know how long I'll stick with it, but I'm going to try it. Because sewing really has never been something that just appealed to me like paper crafting has. I've even crocheted. And it just doesn't hold my attention. It's not something that I just love. You know. I'll get started on a project, get bored with it, and put it away. Paper crafting is a craft that I've gotten into that I did put away all crafting at one point. I was having a lot of anxiety. I was taking care of Mama. She was living with me at the time. There was a lot going on. Every time I got in there, I was scrapbooking at that time. Every time I got in there to do a page, there was interruption. And by the time I'd get back to it, I'd forget how I had decided I was going to do it, and I'd have to rethink it out. It was just, it had got, with all the interruptions and all the things, the stress and the anxiety and all that, that was before I had went to the doctor and got help with that. It just got so bad that I gave up all crafting. I decided it's not worth it. I'm not going to. And there was a good little while there I didn't do any kind of crafting, coloring, diamond painting, anything. I just quit everything. For probably a year. Might have been even over a year, a good bit over a year, I can't remember. Might have been 2 years. But there was a while there I didn't craft at all. But then, you know, when I got things settled down and I got help a little bit with my anxiety and stuff, I got started back crafting. Paper crafting has always drawn me, and I love it. Sewing has never done that for me, so I don't know how long I'm going to stick with this new project, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try it after spending money on it. I'm going to do my best to do at least one book, one slow stitch book. So, whew. But anyway, that has been my week. My frustrations, my anxieties, my aches and pains. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. But anyway, that's what's been happening around here. And when I get through with this video, I'm going to get it started uploading. And then I'm going to go in there and try to get back under that table and see if I can find a needle with a bigger eye, so I can get started on my... Oh, what I was going to do, I never did finish telling you that I cut me a piece of that blue jean material. And so what I was going to do last night was not actually sew material in the book. I was going to, on that piece of blue jean material, I was going to, maybe I did tell you, practice my stitching. Yeah, I did tell you. I remember now. I was just going to practice my stitching on that piece of material. I get confused and think I hadn't told things, or think I have told them and didn't tell them. And oh, sorry guys. All right, well, I'm going to go. I'm going to get this baby settled for the morning. And I'm going to get in there and see if I can find me a needle I can use. And Macy knows I'm fixing to close it out. She's got down and coming over. That's funny how she knows when I'm fixing to get off the camera, the video, whatever, however you want to say it. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Oh my goodness, and I said it wouldn't be long, and here it is, almost 52 minutes. I can't help it, guys. Rockin' Rebecca is my time to sit and chat with y'all. So watch it as you can, and leave me some comments, hit that like button, share my videos, whatever. Just interact with me, please. I'm going to let y'all go. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Love y'all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.